real estate agents. Welcome to the Weekly Closer. I'm your host, Jeff Underwood, along with my co-host, Joey Sampaga, better known as the man who sometimes has a plan.
I got a plan, and I'm pumped up.
Oh, you have a plan every day, don't you?
Let's do it.
Yes, let's do this. We are the Real Estate Marketing Maniacs. Absolutely. We've got an exciting guest with us today. That guest is Steve Horn with Keller Williams Realty, the Steve Horn team. How's it going, Steve?
You sure that's exciting?
That is exciting.
Hey now, little Baba Booey out there. We'll get some Howard Stern thrown in.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. No, I don't have that on my sound effects.
Come on, man.
Come on. It's awesome. Yeah. Anyway, how are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good. Thanks for being on. Yeah. First time on. So
yes. Yeah.
Security. There's a reason why the foam is on the wall.
Yeah.
You're locked in until you share all your secrets.
I got plenty of them.
He's a lot bigger than we are.
Depends who's listening.
Yeah, but Joey, you know how to hit people with those sticks, remember, or whatever those things are.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Wow.
Well, we do want to thank Lisa.
Oh yeah, we better do that
for bringing you in here because
you
have some wisdom to share. So
Lisa over at Security Title, also Georgianne Roberts, right?
Yeah, yes. Georgianne. That's
right. National Home Warranty, one of our top sponsors too.
Amen.
That's right.
We love them.
Absolutely. So you're coming in. This is your first time on the show. So why don't we first start letting the agents who are watching or listening know how long you've been in the business and kind of what got you into real estate in the beginning.
Sure. So I think I'm going on freaking 20 years of real estate business. My hair, if there's a camera on, is showing it. Yeah. That's either from the identical twin daughters I have or being in business for freaking 20 years. So, I was actually a high school teacher, Mountain Point High School. I was a history teacher, football coach, prototypical history.
You look like a football player.
However, I actually did care about teaching and history, and I just found out that students didn't give a crap about learning about history at that age. So. The lack of discipline in that classroom, I was like, no, I think I was making $25,000 a year as a teacher my first year out, and coaching, and I was spending 12, 16-hour days there at the school. So
so that was over 20 years ago.
Yeah, man.
So lack of discipline way back then, even think about
way
today,
back then,
right?
I know. They didn't.
Everybody having these things walking around, and
I would have collected those at the door. Those would not have. Yeah.
And he's talking about smartphones,
cell phones.
Man. So back then it was comics and magazines, and
back then it was trying to figure out the kids who were, smoking weed and bringing their Doritos into class.
Sure.
And I've got some great stories, but yeah, I realized that wasn't the path. I especially wanted to have family and kids, and I didn't have patience back then either. So teaching and wanting to start a family was not in my path. So Mike Mendoza out in Ahwatukee, I saw his signs everywhere. So I was that realtor who saw a bunch of signs and said, okay, I can quit teaching. I'll go get my real estate license and I'll make $100,000 my first year because I'm joining the Mike Mendoza team. And my first year in real estate was a quick slap in the face. I realized that's not how it works. So that
bought the signs, but they sat in the garage.
Oh man. I mean, I lived off of a credit card, and I had a extra $5,000 stipend from teaching, and that's it, man. It was tough.
I'm sure.
Yeah, definitely. So
I think most agents who come into the business think they're going to make $100,000 the first year.
That is the target, and that's their assumption.
Yeah.
And so anytime I'm also interviewing new agents for our team, it's like, hey, how much did you make last year? Oh, I made about 50,000. Oh, so you're expecting to make a jump
more than that,
just like that.
Yeah.
In real estate, you haven't sold it. Yeah, my neighbor did it. No, your neighbor didn't do it.
Maybe before he paid taxes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So you just talked about your team, and I just want to bring this up because we asked you to put down your niche and things like that.
Yeah.
So I want to read. I find this fascinating. So my niche is the inability to hire people who want to work.
Yeah.
So expand on that a bit.
So I definitely
or is it pretty
will.
Self-explanatory?
Yeah.
No, I mean, and when I say that, I've hired some great people, and when when I go and hire, I'm probably not hiring the right way, because I always take a look at, hey, I see this person, I see them talented, and I know people like them and trust them, and I want to see them succeed. And so what happens is I know that they need the help to really get to that next level, whatever that level is, financial, whatever it is, and I want it more than them. And so I will disappoint myself when I don't see them, getting to the area where I know they can, and it causes big conflict in between the people that I've hired. So I guess for real estate, maybe I have, I'm going to sound a little feminine here, but maybe I have too much heart for what the numbers that I'm looking at, because I'll hire sometimes. So anybody listening right now, I'm not hiring that way anymore. I have no heart anymore.
He's heartless.
It's gone. So yeah. So you had your chance a couple of years ago, but through Keller Williams, we've got models and systems that we're supposed to follow. I'll follow some. I won't follow others, just because that's the way I'm wired. I've always had to put my head down, no matter what. So I was an inside linebacker in high school way back in the day, and I weighed 170 pounds soaking wet. Oh, wow. So I always had to do everything the hard way. And so when I have somebody who joins my team, it's not just giving out handouts. I want you to work just as I have and earn it. And that can be the challenge in the real estate business, is everybody sees everybody driving the flashy cars and having these big, huge teams. And, they all had to work to get to it. And I respect those guys who have, the 20-person teams, because there's a lot of management that goes along with that. So.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of times those fancy cars we see people drive.
Yeah.
Yeah, it comes with a really hefty payment.
Oh, yeah. You can choose to have that. That's good for you.
Absolutely. So I think what you need to do is you need to have some type of smart device that when your associates, right, your agents start slacking a little bit, right, then you can just have it automatically do this.
Get back to work.
Yeah.
Slacker.
See, there you go.
There we got one.
There's an app for everything now,
There
right?
is, right? So
Except
get back to work.
I'm an idiot, and I don't know how to run those apps, so...
Okay, so you just said something that was kind of funny. We played one of these.
Yeah.
I hit a button once when we had a guest in here,
Yeah.
and it actually did call him an idiot.
Yes. I've been called worse, too, so don't worry about that.
He rolled with it.
Yeah.
It was funny, but it was an accident. Anyway, as we digress.
I love it.
So you are looking to grow the team. You're just going about that a little bit different than you used to.
Yeah, so I was on Mike Mendoza's team for about 7 years, and became one of his top producers on his team. And at that time, I wanted to become a listing specialist. I didn't want to drive around, show people houses anymore. And so I was passed over for that opportunity, and I said, okay, well, I'm going to start my own team. It happened to be the time right now back then when the market was crashing. So REOs and short sales started up.
Got it.
And I took advantage of that. I hired somebody at that time who was already working for an agent who had REO accounts, and she was able to, hey, here's the path that you need to take. And so we got REO accounts, put the head down and went and found them and got them. And then we started a short sale business. And ever since then, that was probably where we peaked, because we had a true direction. Hey, we're going after REO and short sale. And we had a great website, Short Sales Done Easy, that allowed people to register. I didn't have to cold call. I had to, once they registered, I had to reach out and convert.
Yeah. But they were reaching out to you instead of you having to just cold call.
Yeah. And as most realtors, that's the way we like our business to run, is people reach out to us. And, So when that short sale and REO market went away, we had to get back to picking up the phone and calling and prospecting. Yep. And so I've always had a strong database. I always have, always will. Grew up here in Tempe. Probably have 750 people in my database, legit. And those are the people that we continue to drip on. What has made that a little bit more difficult is about 3 years ago, our entire family decided to move to Austin, Texas, and start another team out there in Austin. And so where I've had to shift is I don't have those opportunities each and every day here in Phoenix to add people to the database. And so you got to find new ways to do that when you're out of town.
Right.
That has its own challenges.
Yeah.
So you either have to pay for them, website leads, or you have to come up with something like we are doing now, which is growing a business community. It's called Tempe Strong. We've got a Facebook page where there's the Living Chandlers, there's the Go Gilberts. Well, we're going to be that in Tempe, and we've already got that started. We've hired a marketing firm, and we're starting to grow that database right now, right away.
Got it. So focusing mostly on local businesses in Tempe area?
Definitely. Go interview them, highlight them, because being in Tempe and growing up in Tempe, I know that a lot of people don't move away. So traveling back and forth from Austin to Tempe, every time I'm back in Tempe, I go to the store and I run into somebody that I know, and I'm like, man, I've been in real estate for 20 years. I always felt like I had to farm where I lived, which is out in Gilbert, Seville area. Yeah. And just the opportunities that I've been missing with the people that I grew up with here in Tempe, it slapped me really hard. It was it was a big pip slap right to the jaw.
Yeah.
And so now I'm like, man, we've got solid core here in Tempe, so let's grow it.
Cool. Tempe Strong.
Tempe Strong.
And that's a Facebook.
It's a Facebook group.
Right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Go on there, and we have conversations going on there every day about Tempe. Yep.
Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, that Living Chandler, I know that's grown a lot, so I'm sure that the Tempe one will.
Yeah, they've got, I think, 60,000 members. Go Gilbert Strong.
Yeah.
And it's
Tempe's a happening place too.
Yeah, Tempe's cool.
Yeah, it is. It's close. Central.
Tempe's got a lot more history too.
Yeah, a lot more tradition. I mean, I went to McClintock High School, and just to see they've hired a great football coach there now, and they're bringing back some of the tradition, Corbin Smith, and there's some good things happening in Tempe.
Now, there's some good football in Chandler right now too, though, right? Isn't that coming up?
There are.
Let me see. When is that? Isn't
Chandler High Perry this Saturday.
This Saturday.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Wow. That should be a good game.
Oh, heck yeah, it will be.
So, what are you doing? Getting ready for 2019.
Yes.
A lot of agents that we talk to on a regular basis say, "Oh, things have slowed down." Right. There may be a market shift, right, that's taking place. So, what are you doing going into the new year to be successful, or to make sure that you're able to sustain business and grow?
So we're focusing on 3 areas of our business that we know that we can focus on and do it well. So one is always our database. So every year we do 4 events with our database. We do a golf tournament. We do a spring picnic. We do a movie night in July, and then we do Thanksgiving pie giveaways. So we're real intentional about making sure that happens this year, and filling those in with happy hours in our database. So we have to stay in front of our database, because all the open doors and all the different ways that are taking away from what would normally be our clients, we got to stay in front of them and provide value to them. So that's probably the biggest thing, is providing value to our database here in 2019 is going to help us get through any shift. Yeah. Because if we're in relationship with them, they're going to use us. If we aren't, we don't deserve their business.
Right.
So that's our first source. Our second source is Dave Ramsey. So we're an ELP for Dave Ramsey. Probably get about 25 leads in each month from Dave Ramsey's website.
Wow. Okay.
And our conversion rate on that is about 10 to 11%. So instead of paying a bunch of money for Commission Inc. and Boomtown, by the way, we do pay a bunch of money for Commission Inc. But our conversion rate on those is going to be closer to 1 to 2%, whereas our conversion rate with Dave Ramsey is 10%.
Yeah.
So if we're getting 25 to 30 leads in per month, we're closing 3 deals a month for Dave Ramsey. So it's going back, and we've been with Dave for 4 years, and I probably have 350 people in that list. And now it's going back and saying hi.
But I would think too that the Dave Ramsey leads are probably more of a hotter prospect. They want to do something now.
Yep.
Sync, from what I understand, well, whether it's Sync or Real Geeks or Boomtown or whatever, just a much longer nurture period.
Yeah.
before they can actually become. I mean, I've heard some people share that it's 9 to 12 months.
Yep.
When we went to Inman, I know they mentioned there was a group there that did a big study on listings.
Yeah.
And that it was like 14 months from the time that somebody decides that, or start thinking about selling.
Right.
To when they actually do.
Yeah.
That it can be like that long.
Yeah. No, that makes
So staying in front of them, having a strong CRM is a big thing for sure.
Well, and having a system, whether it's an ISA or a CRM or a buyer's agent who's constantly dripping. So
right.
That's the thing. When you have teams, most teams are going to, hey, we've got the Commission Inc. or we got Boomtown or we got these, but you have to have the agent who's going to continue to follow up 8 to 9 months.
Right.
We're all impatient.
Yeah.
And we want that commission check right now, not 9 months later.
Absolutely. So that was the second thing. Was there a third one?
So the third is the growth of Tempe Strong. So we've always had a geographic farm. And for me, I do really stupid marketing, like out in Gilbert and Shamrock Estates in Seville. Back when you were out there, you probably got a Seville Steve or Shamrock Steve flyer on your doorstep. So
I'm sure I did.
So that's
use it as target practice.
Yeah,
no,
exactly. That's what I do when I go into a subdivision. I want to market the heck out. I want to do events. I love doing community events. So going on a larger scale, that's what we're doing with Tempe Strong. So we'll do some happy hours for the teachers. And we'll do events built around this. So not only are we looking for people to join up on that Facebook group, but we're also building a vendor list so that when people in Tempe need a roofer or a cleaner or something like that, we're going to be the provider of that. And what we're doing different than some other groups is we're endorsing these vendors. So we'll have a tag on if somebody is looking for a tile guy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, our tile guy is endorsed by Tempe Strong. He's and
That's a good
so
idea.
that will give them a little bit more encouragement, to use that person, and then tile guy
absolutely
gets fed. So,
yeah. No, I think that's a great idea.
So those are our three main sources of where we're going to be getting our business from. If the market goes down really poorly and the short sales start coming back up, we're ready to ready to go on that. I last week was the first time I had to dig into a short sale file, and that scared the hell out of me. I actually had to go through my old files and say, oh yeah, if he does need to short sale, this is what I have to do.
Yeah.
And it's all outdated crap, but it
somebody on the show a while back did mention that she had done a lot of REOs.
Yeah.
And that some of the banks have already started to reach out to say, to have them go through the process again.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay.
I know. I really hope that does, because when I open up we use Dropbox, and I started opening up the short sale folder and just seeing all the crap and minutia that was in those files, I was like, oh, come on, no, don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it. So
wow, you still have the domain though, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Kept that in case, right?
Yes, I don't know how many times. I think GoDaddy just tells me that I need to renew it every week, because it seems like I'm having to pay GoDaddy every 2 seconds to renew all my domain names.
Oh, you're one of those too.
Oh,
I have a lot of domain.
Oh, I've got a ton of them.
I've started to set them to not auto.
Yeah, whittle it down a little bit.
Absolutely, because you find one that you think, whoa, this is going to be great.
Never do anything with it. Yeah.
Is it great for GoDaddy?
I've got 30 of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Yeah. All right, so 2019 looks like you've got your that's a great plan. Those three things. I think agents don't put enough emphasis on that database. Whether they don't use a CRM at all,
yep,
or just staying in front of those people. Because even if you only have 100 people, right? I mean, I know Seth Godin always talks about how, well, I'd rather have 100 people who know me, like me, and trust me versus 1,000 total strangers.
Right.
I just don't think agents put a lot of emphasis on that.
So I'll go around and I'll teach a real estate class that speaks specifically to that. And, I follow Gary Keller's Millionaire Real Estate Agent book, but this breaks it down even simpler. So every person that is in your database, if you're reaching out to them, say even once a month, every person in your database is worth $1,000. So this is going to be a perfect example. So I have roughly in my CRM right now, I have about 600 people in my database, not including my buyer's agent. This year, we're going to do about 600,000 GCI just from that group. I take a look at my database in Austin. I probably know 100 people in Austin right now, but I probably only have about 50 to 60 that I have someplace that I can get a hold of them, which is my stupid cell phone, but they're in there. So that's my database right now. But in Austin, I've sold about $3 million to $4 million worth of real estate, which translates, if you take those 60 people, that's about $60,000, $70,000 that I've made in Austin. So it truly correlates. $1,000. Now, if you aren't working your database, they're not going to be worth $1,000. They're going to be maybe 500. Or some agents, they are deathly afraid of reaching out to their database because they don't want to come off like a used car salesman. Well, theirs is 250.
Wow.
So you can do the math. In all these classes I go through, and at the start of the class, I'll make them write down how many are in their database. Then I'll write down your production and gross commission income. And when we do averages, it all comes out right around to 1,000. Now, that being said, the agents who are new, those numbers are skewed. So what I've had to start doing is I'll do, how many agents have been in the business for 5+ years? And I'll take that number, and then I'll do under 5 years. And it literally, those 5+ years agents are right around that $1,000, and the other guys are like, $500, $400 because they don't know how to work their database.
Got it.
So that's after 20 years. If I have done something right in real estate, I know how to stay in front of my database. I know how to take care of them. I like to drink, so we do happy hours all the time with our database.
Yeah,
that's just what we do. So
do you also tell these agents in your class that they can either be worth 1,000 to you, or they're going to be worth 1,000 to a different agent?
Well, that's the thing. And then let's say you go and interview one of these guys to join a team. Well, they already see their database as $1,000 because they're already expecting they're going to make $100,000 their first year in real estate, and that's if you're assuming they have 100 or 125 people in their database. Most agents don't have that when they enter into the business. So for this shift that's going to take place, pouring into your database, like this year in December, it's a little bit slower. Always is here in Phoenix. So every year in December, that's where I'm cleaning up my database. And it also gives me an opportunity to reach out to those who I probably haven't in a while, because I'm systematically going, because I want to see if I have 750 people in my database starting for 2019, I know we're going to do 750,000 GCI. If it stays at 600, we're going to do 600 like we did this year. And, it's challenging because I'm in a different city. I'm trying to grow that as well. So if I'm not intentional on keeping in front of my guys here in Phoenix, it's going to go away.
Right. Yeah. Wow. So agents that are listening or watching, if they do want to reach out to you directly, I know you said that you're always looking for good people, right?
Yep.
Willing to work.
How would they get in touch with you?
So cell phone, easiest way to do it.
Okay.
480-532-4604. And what I'm truly looking for is somebody who wants to take over my business. I've got a built-in business already, and it produces, in the last 10 years, we've always been right around that $20 million business. So I'm looking for somebody who can come in and also add to that, get us up to a $30 million business. And this is more of a listing specialist. So this is somebody, because I'm literally getting on a flight. I'm stacking my listing appointments each week. I fly in, do my listing appointments, fly back out to be with the wife and kids for the weekend. And it happens. It's been working for 3 years. So you can live in a different state and still practice your real estate. We haven't grown. We've stayed the same. So I'm looking for somebody who can come and inject, and who wants to do all the listing appointments, and who wants to maintain my database, and it's already there. They don't have to start it over. So pretty good opportunity.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a
so
good
myself.
Sounds like it is.
Yep. Yep.
All right, well, you heard it here.
Yep. Your
Get in
phone's
touch
going to
with
start
Steve.
ringing now.
I hope it does.
All right, Steve, you ready to get in the ring?
I guess. What
right.
does get in the ring mean?
Yeah, well, you're going to find out. No. Rapid fire questions. So,
Yeah, before we get started,
okay.
I was thinking about who you look like. I'm sitting there. He looks like Jason
I
Stratham,
know where this is
right?
going. Yep.
Yeah, I'm sure you get
that's
that
right.
a lot.
Oh, hell yeah. Restaurants. Yep. I try to get the British accent going, but my
Did you?
British accent sucks.
It's hard to do in Austin, Texas. Huh?
It is. You got the boots on, and then you try to do the British voice, but
Just doesn't work.
It doesn't work. But yeah, I get that quite a bit. It's a receding hairline. Love it.
And the facial hair.
Yeah.
That's funny. Oh, gosh. You should pull out a pen.
He makes a little bit more money than I do, I think.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he has such a hard job.
Yes, he does.
Yes.
All right. We'll get in the ring again. So what's the best advice that anyone's ever given you?
Best advice anybody's ever given to me. Man, that is a good one. I would say the best advice, I'll take this in real estate, is always stay in front of your database. And that's something that I learned from Mike Mendoza. That guy is always in front of his database. So being on his team showed me how you need to operate with your database, because there's relationship agents and there's transactional. I tend to be more relational, and staying in front of your database.
You have a favorite mobile app?
Favorite mobile app, dude. I just discovered this. It took my son to Jacksonville Pittsburgh Steeler game 2 weeks ago in Jacksonville, and there's an app called Game Time.
Okay.
And you can get on Game Time, and it shows a picture of the stadium, and it has actual dollar amounts tagged for how much the seat tickets cost.
Really?
And depending on the time of day, it goes up or down, or depending on how many people are buying or selling. So if you're looking for events to go to, whether it's sporting events, plays, whatever. Dude, I've never gone to a play, so I don't even know why I said that. A concert. Play.
Shakespeare in the Park?
Yeah,
Opera.
exactly. Pinky out. That's the best app that I've seen in a while.
Nice.
Yep.
Game Time.
Game Time.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. How about a book recommendation?
Book recommendation. I would say, what's the name of it? I just read it. I may have to take a look at my phone for that. It's about the Navy SEAL, living with a SEAL.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to be motivated, he's the owner of Atlanta Hawks, and he literally had a Navy SEAL come and live with him for 30 days and do the SEAL training while he's living with his house.
Wow.
It is amazing.
Intense, probably.
Oh, yeah. Get the audio version, because you get to hear the guy read it, and
Yeah.
when he cusses in his own voice through this Marine who's like 6'6", 260 pounds.
Wow.
It's pretty awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Living with a seal.
Living with a SEAL.
right.
Yeah.
How about a productivity tool or software that you use on a regular basis?
Productivity tool, CTE, so commitment to excellence. It tracks absolutely everything that we need to know about our business. It's
Okay.
a great tool. It's an Excel spreadsheet on steroids.
All right.
Yep. CTE.
Okay.
You can literally get on and plan your business for 2019 in 5 minutes. And it shows you to the T how many calls you have to make to reach
hit
that
those
number.
goals.
Yep.
That's sweet.
Yep.
All right. We'll have you draw the last one out of the mask.
This is beautiful.
I was wondering what the hell this mask was for. I thought I was going to have to put it on.
We have some if you want to put one on.
Who is my favorite superhero and why? Woo! Huh. I'm going to have to go with the Incredible Hulk.
I could see.
Yeah. There we
Yes,
go.
the Hulk. Because I got a buddy who I call the Incredible Hulk all the time, because he's always showing off his freaking muscles, and Facebook he's got his shirt off half the time, or his wife's taking a picture of him. if he, for whatever reason, was listening to this, he'd know exactly what I'm talking about. But I like how, I guess the Incredible Hulk, I mean, piss him off, he can change. So I've been known to do that, so I could probably relate to that.
Well, if we get a chance to watch, what was the last Thor?
Yeah.
Ragnarok.
Did you see that one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So he actually is very funny.
Oh, yeah. No, I've
in that one.
We've got a 15-year-old son, and he knows all that much better than I did growing up with comic books. I don't know how he knows all this crap about Marvel comics and superheroes just from these movies, apps.
Yeah.
Smartphone.
Yeah, exactly.
All the stuff. They can just find it out in an instant.
That's the answer.
Well, Steve, thanks so much for being on, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
This has been great. Great information. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
And definitely, we're going to watch how you produce in 2019. I'm sure you're going to have a great year.
Heck yeah, we will.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Yep. And hopefully somebody will give you a call that wants to work, help you out with the team.
Yeah.
It's a built-in business. I don't want to fly back and forth from Phoenix to Austin. So
there we go.
If you want to work, let's go.
All right. And a big thanks also to Lisa Macbeth, Security Title, and Georgianne Roberts, Fidelity National Home Warranty.
Yep.
Until next time, guys, we'll see you later. Adios. Bye-bye. All right, good job.
Nice.